Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Wednesday, May 11th, 2016. Well, folks, take a look at the spiders. This is a follow-up video to yesterday's where I talked about a major level on the SPY. You can see it right here, guys. If I zoom out, see this pivot high to this pivot high. Notice how we got above it yesterday into the close. But again, the key is to understand what caused that to get above just briefly, and then notice how we pulled back below it today very, very quickly. So again, you opened right on it. You tried to get above it. You failed. You came back down. So this continues to be a huge area for the markets. Now, what caused this? Let's talk about that. So what caused yesterday's float up late in the day? Basically, what's caused here is what we call short covering end of day action. And what goes on here is throughout the course of the early portion of the day, there are a lot of shorts that are jumping on board thinking the market's going to reverse back down. Because it doesn't happen, those shorts are stuck in their positions. A lot of them are day traders who don't want to hold overnight on the short side for fear of further upside. So what happens is towards the end of the day, in the last 30 minutes of the day here, and this is the 10-minute SPY chart, you get what's called a short covering rally, where the shorts have to cover. Remember, when a short covers any stock or ETF or anything, they have to buy that. So to cover a short, you buy the stock. So it creates artificial buying end of day, and that's what floated us up above this trend line here. Notice today, reality back because those shorts are out, and that's why we're back underneath this downsloping trend line. And also, if you take a look at the chart here, this was a dual level, two-factor resistance point from the pivot high here, and again, I can zoom out to show you going all the way back to the around April 20th, to the highs here around the 26th, 27th of April to here, and also this gap fill. Look at the huge gap here, folks, from this high right here, this huge gap. And notice how, again, the markets are starting to fade. So it was a very nice day yesterday, nothing to take away from yesterday's action. But you have to understand that yesterday's action was on super light volume, and again, we hit some major resistance points. So again, can we break further to the upside? Yes, but you should get some sort of pullback, which we're starting to get here. I still think it would be a little bit bigger. I think you have a potential to come down at least to this gap fill area around 206, 200 MA. Not necessarily just today, but at least in the coming days. And then what we want to see is when we get there, do we break below that? And until we break below it, I would keep a neutral to positive bias on the market on a pullback to that level, meaning that if you pull back there, you'd look to buy it. But if you get below it, then all of a sudden, all heck breaks loose, and we go all the way down to 204, and I think 204 breaks at that point. So keep a very close eye on this market here. And again, you can see us down ticking as we speak. Pretty nice price action to the downside here. Not huge, down $1, but again, the other thing to keep an eye on too is if we were to sell off today, and I don't think this will happen, but if it does, I want you guys to understand what it means. If we were to sell off today and go all the way down to the 200 here and negate yesterday's entire move, that would also be a very bearish reversal. So a few things you want to keep an eye on here on the markets, guys. Definitely keep an eye on these things. They are the difference between, making money and losing money in the market and being on the right side or the wrong side. One of the interesting things about today, too, is take a look at the USO today. Very strong day. Inventories came out. Oil popped up almost 3%. Yet the markets are still negative on the day. All right, that is something that we're not used to seeing. And that is something that I think we need to pay closer attention to, because if oil's not lifting this market, what does that mean in the greater picture of things? Okay? And again, you can see Chevron today is really not up that much. Look at Chevron. For a 3% move in oil, Chevron barely positive on the day, which is also something that kind of gets my attention there. So could be a little bit of an inflection point here off of that major resistance I discussed yesterday. We will see. I will keep you posted. Come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com for more analysis, live trade alerts, and everything else. Take care, guys.